Okay, call this meeting to order. Please stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to our visitors here and out in Zoom land. I see Santa Claus is on. Do we have any additions to the agenda? No? Nice. We have no remarks. Open public comment for items not on the agenda. All right, Mr. Emery, over Santa Claus, take your pick. You're on. Well, he does look like it.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Well, thank you all for inviting me again. I'm hoping that this could be a winding down version. I know the last time that I attended your meeting, I didn't bear lots of good news. Matter of fact, I don't think there was any. However, since then, things have changed pretty significantly, where I was reporting daily cases of over 2,000 a day. Today's numbers are certainly a lot better than that. So as of today, today's numbers are 158 positive tests, 69 in the hospital with 18 in intensive care, which again is very low compared to 2 or 3 weeks ago. Death rate has climbed. The death, unfortunately, has climbed to 575 people. Vernon's numbers that the state shows that there's been 318 positive cases in Vernon. And I'm sure that at this stage of COVID, you know that there is, you know someone who's had COVID, or you yourself may have already experienced it. The key, though, is they're saying that what's made the big difference is the vaccines. Lots of people have tested positive and survived with mild symptoms or not in the hospital. So with that, there's not a ton that I have to report to you. What you have been noticing and seeing that the mask question is now back in changing lots of people's attitudes. Mask changes are, states are changing. Vermont is in the process of changing. And even though I don't have a ton of the information that came out today, as of the 28th of February, the schools across the state are going to be reducing their mandates and looking at changes with if 80% of the students have been vaccinated. So I'm sure that if you have students, you'll be hearing more of that from the principal. And if I hear of anything between now and then, I'll certainly pass that on. But I'm sure you'll hear about it. I think it's safe to say that we've experienced COVID the same as we've experienced weather in New England. It has been awful. It's been up and down, and each day changes that quickly. So at this point, the same rules apply. You know, you still need to be vigilant. The hand washing has proved to be a very good thing to do. Social distancing, masks are again subject to be changing here, and of course the vaccinations I've always said are a good thing. And by the end of the month, as I said, you'll be seeing lots of different changes, but I don't, at this point, I think they'll probably still allow each municipality, each town to make its own decisions based on their information and their employees. So that's all that I have. I think it's good news compared to last. I think that we're making some great progress, and And hopefully, again, we're on a downhill slide, getting better.
Thank you very much. Michael, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All set.
Anybody from
Thank
the
you.
audience have questions for Dave? Thank you, Dave.
Okay, well, thank you all. Be safe and enjoy the spring that's coming, you know. Spring is coming.
It's just not staying. Thanks. Okay, Highway Department. David.
Everything's been going pretty good down at the garage. I can tell you now, we want spring, because we're roughly 130 to 140 tons over our salt, what we normally use. We still got money, but other than that, it's going good. Or at least no more ice storms, just snow.
Are there more storms coming?
No, as far as I know, just rain, so.
And I guess they rain Wednesday and Thursday, and
Thursday.
then it's gonna freeze up again Friday, but
Right
hopefully it'll
after.
rain off by then.
So, yep, hopefully.
Thank you. Okay, do you have any questions for Michael?
Thank you.
Just how's the new hiring process going?
Good.
Good.
Yep.
Jane? Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for putting the roads clear. Okay, minute approval, February 1st. Do you have a motion?
I'll move the minutes be accepted as printed.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
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 Abstain.
Abstain now, so aye. Okay, January 18th.
I move that we approve the minutes of our regular meeting on Tuesday, January 18th as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Michael?
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Tom?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, warrant.
Okay, Madam Chair, I request that we approve payment of the following warrant. 16T Accounts Payable, $53,947.78. 5S Payroll, $9,939.46. 6S Payroll, $10,197.33.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Town admin report.
Okay. The annual reports have been printed and are available in the town clerk's office. The Conservation Commission will be meeting on the 22nd at 6:30. They'll be hosting Forester Tim Edson at their meeting to discuss emerald ash borer infestation and how this can be addressed. The final rule summary and analysis for ARPA funds has been published and is on the VLCT website. It clarifies in much greater detail how the funds can be spent. I've made copies for everyone to review, and I'll be putting this on the agenda for March 15th. Planning Commission will be holding their public hearing for flood hazard bylaws on March 9th at 6:30 p.m. And they would like to hold off until voting day to schedule a joint meeting for the purpose of composing comments on the utility relicensing. And I will be on vacation March 2nd through the 8th, so I will be out of the office, just to make you aware. And then I had One other thing that came up, I have a report from Wade Nasser from VLCT. He came up to the town hall in the library and did an inspection of the building and found a few deficiencies. One of the recommendations he made was a security system and also to put a lock on that door going into the town offices. And he said that that door swings the wrong way and it needs to be turned around. So I wanted to bring that to your attention and think about addressing that soon.
You'll have to put a crash bar on that door.
Yeah, and I haven't looked into the cost of what that would be. So that's all I have.
Was there, some talk of there being some grant money to do like the security or such?
There is a grant for the security system, and I'm trying to get quotes for that so that I can get some of that money. Because I think that they're funding more than 50% now. They had a lot of funds come back to them, so there's going to be some money there for that as well. That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, new business, Heather Frost.
Hello. The Historians Building Committee reached out to many roofing contractors, and we did successfully get 2 quotes. And I don't know, do you have them? So, we discussed it at our last meeting, and we would recommend that, we were looking at 2 contractors, Marvin Smart and Eric Slade, along with Barber Masonry. And so it was recommended to hire Eric and Barber to do the work, just because of the more detailed estimate or proposal. And we also discussed not putting a chimney cap on because the mason would be resetting the top 2 courses of brick and smear coating the inside of the chimney, and we will just touch base and make sure that it's not. That was, the cap was for avoiding what's going to be fixed. So it will be fixed, and so it seemed like a moot point. But we will ask again, just to make sure that it's not recommended. It just seemed a little overkill at that point.
So they're both doing something different?
Yes. So Eric would be doing slate repair.
Okay.
He would, in his quote, he said, removing slates around the chimney and down the entire wall, installing new step flashing up the wall, and reslate as needed.
Now, he has capping the chimney.
Huh?
He has capping.
Yes, and we were, the building committee suggested that we not do that because Rick, in his proposal, the mason, Eric, on his proposal, said that the chimney needed some repointing and then recommended Rick. And Rick came down and said, in his proposal, that he would be resetting the top 2 courses of brick and smear coating the inside. So basically the top of the chimney would be redone. And the
Okay.
cap was to avoid what's already has occurred. But we're also would ask, just double check to make sure that
That's fine. Okay, board, do you have any questions for Heather? Michael?
Do you guys actually use the chimney that we need to fix it?
We do not use the chimney, but it's part of the building.
And my great-great-grandfather built the building, I know.
Oh, really?
But why are we gonna fix something we're not using?
I think they have to keep it up for historical.
It is part of the, the aesthetics, and it's on the National Register and of that nature, to keep it.
To keep it, but we can't just fill it, cap it off like, so it doesn't fix it. Outside wise, we don't need to fix the inside if we're not using it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, what he does is smear coat just the inside, it's not the whole thing, it's just around the interior a little bit. It's not the whole thing. It would just be, and it just protects it.
Like weather damage and such.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Because it would seem if you didn't repair the bricks, they're eventually gonna be coming down, which is just another whole
Well, he's,
disaster.
right, he's repairing it and
Right.
it will be good.
Right, I can see that.
Okay, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I'd just like to know if we have to have it aesthetically. And the thing is, like, it seems like we could cosmetically make it better on the outside and just cover it, so you don't need to do anything to the inside of it.
Well, it protects that inner brick area.
For use, but we're not using it. So we don't need to.
No, it's not even for use, it's for integrity.
Tom?
Just so I'm following the two bids correctly, because so Mr. Slade would come in, do repairs to the slates as necessary on the roof.
And
Correct.
flashing,
And flashing, right.
right.
And he's doing both the chapel and the museum?
We asked for a quote from him.
But the chapel is not the
It's
town
not,
money.
the chapel is not on the town.
It's on his bid.
So it's,
Yeah.
we have a,
Right, because
It's a separate number.
we have work to be done at the chapel also, so he looked at the chapel for the historians.
Okay, so you're just asking for the money for the,
For B, it's
okay.
B. B is the schoolhouse.
so up to $2,000 for the schoolhouse, okay? And then $2,500 for Mr. Barber, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so one wasn't replacing the other. And I
Right.
just wanted to make sure I
Right.
was adding it correctly, thank you.
Yeah.
Jean?
No, I get it. I mean, I just think that when you've got bricks up there that are weathered and aging, they're not gonna just stay there putting a cap on them, I don't believe. And I don't want them coming down on somebody that's down there.
No, see, Rick's proposal is to fix the chimney and
That's why I'm saying.
there will be, yes,
Right, that's why I would
yes,
support a fix and not just a cover-up.
right.
And
But the cover-up was to avoid what's happened because it's been up there for what, how many hundreds of years? 160 years. So it should be good for many years after he does his work.
Yeah.
And do you have the money?
We have approximately 3,200 in this budget. So Rick, the mason, needs to do the masonry work first. Then Eric comes and does the roof. So I'm proposing to use the money from this year's budget for the masonry work. And then, well, I was hoping that in March, but it's now May, right? Yeah, town meeting, so in hopes of the budget passing, we'll have money for the next part.
So no matter when town meeting happens, the money wouldn't be available till July 1st.
Right.
Yeah.
The mason cannot start work until, the earliest is in May, and it all depends on temperature.
Right.
Okay, any questions from the audience? Haven't asked you that before, Jean?
So then you have more money in your budget for repairs for FY '22, '23? Because it sounds like you want to pay for some of it out of that budget? Yes? No?
I would like to pay for the mason with the money that's in this year's budget,
Which is 21, 22.
correct? And then use the money, if it's available, gets passed, in
So
the
you,
22, 23 budget.
okay, so you put some in that budget?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
3,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Any further questions? Okay, all those in favor of awarding the, we need motions first, sorry.
Well, yes, I'm probably overthinking it. I'm trying to,
You wouldn't do that.
should we do it in 2 motions
Okay,
for each of the fiscal years?
So we'd have to wait for that fiscal year to do that other one, wouldn't we?
Pending appropriation,
okay.
subject to appropriation. Okay, so I would move that we approve Barber Masonry quote for $2,500. Work to be undertaken, started before the end of this fiscal year. In an amount not to exceed, $2,500 for the repointing the chimney at the Vernon Historical Museum and other ancillary work.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
And an aye, motion carries.
And I would further move that the board authorize up to $2,000, subject to appropriation at the annual town meeting, for Eric Slade Home Improvement to install, remove slates around the chimney, install new step-up flashing, and re-slate as needed, and cap the chimney at the Historic Center.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you very much. And thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Now, I guess, I will talk to Shelley about how to move forward with this. Okay, because I have no clue.
Okay, now, next on the agenda says the annual bridge standards and network inventory, but it's supposed to be certificate of compliance for town road and bridge standards and network inventory.
Right.
Do you all have a copy of this? Okay. Looks like David's filled it out.
It's the one we do every year. I
Move
Just saying that we're-
Sign the certificate of compliance with the town road and bridge standards and network inventory.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Aye.
You want this one, Sandy, pass it around for signatures?
Okay.
And you can keep that one.
Go. Moving on. Okay, we have an agreement with Sansoucy, and these will take, executive session. So, would anybody mind if we put that off until after the parade permit and the end? Okay, let's go to the parade permit application. This is for Father's Day parade at the Vernon Homes. There's some of the Sneed property, and then on to Stebbins Road, 142, Greenway Drive, Stebbins Road to Purchase, and back to Stebbins Road to Ground Zero. And it will take place on June 25th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. What is the board's pleasure?
This is pretty much what they did last year, so.
It looks like the same map.
Is that?
Yeah, it looks like the same.
Yeah. I move that we approve the parade permit for Vernon Homes for Father's Day Parade on June 25th, 2022, from 10 to 11 a.m.
Is there a section? Second.
I have a comment.
Okay.
So I'd approve it, like she said, but without the 142, because we don't own the state highway.
For the town roads.
Only approve the town roads.
Any
If you agree with that, I'll second it.
I agree.
any further discussion? We'll have to let the sheriff know. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Motion carries. Do you want me to sign this one?
Sure.
And while we're doing that, you can bring us up to date on the Municipal Employee Retirement Plan Committee meeting.
Do you want me to just do the report? Sure. Okay. So the Retirement Plan Committee met 3 times. First time to have a presentation given by Vermont Municipal Employee Retirement System. Then we had another meeting to discuss the different options and the differences between the plans. And at the last meeting, everyone gave their recommendation. And we had 3 plans to choose from. We have the defined contribution, deferred compensation, which we currently offer, and then there was a third, there was a pension plan. In the pension plan, the contribution for the town would be 6.25% at this time, and it is going up in June or July to 6.75%.
That's a defined benefit plan.
That's the defined benefit plan. That's the pension plan. The defined contribution is similar to what is offered now. However, the employer contribution is 5%. So, for the most part, everyone was in agreement to recommend offering the defined contribution and deferred compensation plans, and recommend an increase the employer contribution to 5%.
5 or 5.5%?
I think it was
That's
5.
fine.
It was straight 5, I
It
thought
was
for
straight
some
5.
reason.
That was because the pension plan, when I first got information on the
Right.
pension plan, it was
Thank
5.5.
you.
But that was last year's figure.
Yeah.
And that would be an increase annually of $17,514 for the employee contribution.
All full-time employees and part-time employees with 1,000 hours or more, correct?
Correct.
We're not gonna run into the, whatever the sheriffs have going on with this?
Different group.
Do we have the money in the budget? Or do we change our budget?
You would need to change the budget to go forward, but you have time to do that.
Yeah, because it's in July.
And there's also ARPA funding for premium
Yes.
pay. So we could use that to offset it for 1 year.
Nice.
Yes.
So there's that possibility.
Yeah,
Is there a motion? And then we
She's got something to
discuss.
say.
Hey, I got a couple of things on that. I would suggest we split the ARPA money so there's not as much of a jump the next year. So it's not going from 0 to $18,000. I think if we split that 9,000 and 9,000, 9,000 and 8,000 this year, it would be more gradual increase. And it wouldn't be such a jump in 1 year.
That's a good idea.
That's a suggestion, and, no, I think this is a good thing, and I thank you and the employees for putting the work in on this. I think back when this was cut, it was a different time, and I don't think we knew where the town was gonna be at the time, the plant closed and a lot of that valuation went down. But the town is very stable financially, and it's something that it can afford to do.
Is there a motion?
I move that the town adopt the defined contribution, and what's the other?
For compensation.
The deferred.
The defined contribution and deferred compensation plan, and the town contribute a percentage of payroll of 5%.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion, Michael? Any more, Tom?
Nope, thank you.
Any of the employees have anything to say?
I think it's a good idea to have it back.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jim?
I think I need to recuse myself.
I will, aye.
On this one, I think. I don't think on the salary ones you need to, but I think on this one.
Yeah, you're probably good at it.
Jeff's not here.
Okay,
I got you three.
so we
Excellent.
have agreement with Sansoucy Associates. And we're going to be discussing some personal information that needs to go in executive session.
Madam Chair, would that be on arbitration or mediation? Are we at that point yet?
That'll be the next one.
Okay, so it would be confidential attorney-client? Okay. I move we enter executive session for the purpose of confidential attorney-client communication made for the purpose of providing professional legal services to the body, in finding that premature general public knowledge would clearly place the municipality at a substantial disadvantage.
Is there a second?
Are we
Second.
including anybody in it?
Oh,
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to include Shelley and Attorney Mayor and the listers. Is that okay with the motion?
Sure, certainly.
That was your second?
second.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. We are going to an executive session. Thank you. We went into executive session at 7:05 and now at 7:30. No action was taken. Can I entertain a motion to approve and sign the agreement? The settlement agreement.
I move that we sign the settlement agreement with Vermont Transco LLC and the Vermont Electric Power Company Incorporated.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. The motion carries. The sign will get back to you, sir.
Do we have to indicate you to sign?
Anybody needs to do that?
What's that?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have to make a motion for that?
You would, wouldn't you?
I move that we allow Sandra Harris to sign the settlement agreement we just voted on.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. John, I'll sign, you have the original, right? You have the original, just sign this one.
Yep, you can just send that one.
Okay. All right, and now we have.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I will sign off, and it's been a pleasure working with you folks, and I thank you for the continued opportunity to work with the town.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have two agreements with Sansoucy Associates, Great River Hydro Appeal Consulting Agreement, and Utility Assessment Update Contract. Great River Hydro, New England Power, VELCO, and North Star. You can take them one at a time or put them together. They're all Mr. Sansoucy.
Just gotta sign.
We will just make a motion to approve and
I
sign.
move that we sign the agreement with Sansoucy for Great River Hydro Appeal Consulting Agreement and Utility Assessment Update Contract with Great River Hydro, New England Power, VELCO, and North Star.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Michael?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
The motion carries. We'll sign these here and we'll pass them around, okay, Shelley?
Thank you.
You go. Thank you. I have that signature. Okay.
Oh, there's only room for three.
No, the other two sign.
Oh.
Okay, nice try.
No, in the presence of, by.
I know. It's supposed to be like that.
I'll just sign the little one. Right?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Our next meeting is
March 1st.
March 1st. And it'll be a reorganizational meeting. Make sure everybody votes.
Oh, yeah.
You vote, you meet on election day?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
the,
Oh, okay.
The polls close and the votes are counted.
it's pretty easy since it's 17. Make sure everybody does vote. Every vote counts. I always tell people, you don't get gotten far by one vote.
So my email will be shut off on Tuesday night?
I entertain the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's non-debatable. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jean?
Aye, sorry.
Aye. We
Writing.
are out. 7:35. Thank you, everybody.